Warning, this podcast contains spoilers.
Hello everyone, welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for The Walking Dead Season 5, Episode 5, Self-Help. I am your host Clio, and with me I have John. And Michele.
What up?
Hey. And Heather.
Mm.
And I want to share with you guys some good news. I got my zombie hunting license.
Yay!
Yay!
It's official.
It's totally real and not a souvenir. So yeah, I think we're all pretty right with Eugene in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we finally get, well, not his whole story, but the truth.
The man under the mullet.
Man under the mullet. We talk a lot about the mullet. They talked about a lot about
They
the
talked
mullet.
about the mullet today. I was very
They
proud.
talked about it a lot.
In all different aspects. I loved it.
All I can think of was Billy Ray Cyrus and the Kennel and Mullet Act.
Oh, God.
Of course.
My achy, breaky heart.
So he said on the bus he was thinking about what the preacher did. Is this sort of him seeing that same weakness in himself, that the cowardice?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You
And
could see the entire episode that he was building up to it. You could see in his face that he was cracking. You could see, like, those little looks I was talking about over the past couple of weeks that he gets every once in a while when something happens or somebody says something. That look was plastered on his face the entire episode, and I was like, that look is what I was talking about.
Yes.
It's not a derp look. It's the oh shit look.
They started off with like Rosita with her hands in Abraham's hair, and in the background you just see Eugene like staring almost at them, but like through them, and it was just a weird, like, what the hell are you looking at?
You know, I was actually really, really happy that they finally like acknowledged the fact that those two were together.
I thought, it's like, please stop, though. Ugh. I mean,
I know, like, that's enough. We get it now, but thank you for finally pointing out that, yes, these two are boning each other. That's great. Let's
I love
leave it at that.
Boning.
I love he's like, I gotta go get some ass, and Glenn is like, I didn't need to know that, but
All right.
thanks.
but all right, sure.
Thanks for sharing, Chief.
Yeah, like, the moment that Abram was like, I'll let you cut all the hair, I was like, oh, well, that answers that question, just like the comics they're fucking.
Just that I didn't know.
Yeah. I was just like,
I'll
oh.
be dolphin smooth.
Ew, it was like something freaky, horny.
yeah, it was like the idea of those two being together has always been there, but they never flat out made it that blatantly obvious.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden on that bus, like, they didn't even waste any time, just bam. And I was like,
Great.
oh my, Abram.
In your face.
Yeah.
Boy.
So Eugene and Tara really bonded in this episode.
Yeah.
He even just flat out told her, "Yeah, I sabotaged the bus." She's like, why would you tell me? Don't tell anyone else. What's wrong with you?
Just shut up.
Yeah.
Stop thinking, Eugene.
What?
Stop thinking, Eugene.
Just close your mouth. And
Yeah,
don't-
really. Just
Word.
stop
With less
trying
mouth
to.
sounds.
You're rooting too much for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, he was just really making it worse.
I was
trying
really-
to slow the roll. He was really.
I
making
was
it
really
worse.
hoping in that scene while he was talking to her, to Tara, that he was going to start to slip and say it. And I was like, you can see he's building up to it. It's there. It's right there.
Yeah, he probably wanted to tell her.
Oh, yeah.
Like he
He likes
went.
Tara.
Yeah.
He, the one girl he's hit on is Tara.
Yeah, I think they're super bros now, though.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
He definitely confided in her, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Out of all of them.
Yeah. And he was like, about. I think he was about to, after he told her about the bus. He wanted to tell her about how he wasn't really a scientist. It's just
I'm a liar.
Liar.
And I actually destroyed the bus on purpose. Thank you.
Just almost killed us.
Almost.
It wasn't supposed to do what it did, but
You know.
it's kind of cool.
Speaking of killing people, do you think Eugene's dead? Do you think
No.
Abraham
Nah.
No.
murdered him? He took
Walking Dead enjoys killing people right then and there. They have never killed somebody and then not said it the next day, or then waited to say it until the next week.
Well, he took two really, really, like, audible cracks to the cranium.
Yeah.
He did kind of smush when he hit the
Oh
pavement.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I
Pavement.
mean,
But-
it wasn't. I'm pretty sure the first punch would have had him on the floor, but he punched him again, and that second or third
Boom.
time he punched him,
His
the
head
back
whipped.
of his head hit the truck, and that's when he just went.
Yeah, but then he face planted, like his nose had to have gone into his skull.
Mm-hmm.
Because he ricocheted, hit, like the punch, the force hitting the back of the truck and then down. It's like, okay.
Can you guys really blame Abram though?
Nope.
Oh
No, but
I
It's not
mean, seeing that clip at the end there of what stopped Abram and gave him a reason again, like it just kind of gave it a whole new meaning.
well, he snapped again. He's reverting.
Yeah.
To
He's
how
been
he was
reverting that entire
before.
episode.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, and they actually lovingly illustrated that with the hand wound, which I thought was a really cool.
Yeah, really cool.
That was a really cool, like, I don't know. It's not a juxtaposition, but there's another word for it. Anyway, insert that word here. We'll get it in post. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna-
That you're assuming a lot that we do post.
yeah, we'll get it in post. Anyway,
Where did I miss where he got that wound from? I didn't remember quite how he got it.
He got the wound from bashing the soup can into that dude.
Oh.
Because his
That
hands were
was
bloody to begin.
years ago. That was back when they were in Dallas.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
Houston.
but I thought it kept
never
on
healed.
opening up.
Yeah.
It never healed.
Yeah,
He kept using his
apparently-
hand.
Yeah, apparently because it's his dominant hand, he
Yeah.
keeps opening the wound back up,
Yeah.
and so it's never getting
For
the chance to fully
years?
heal. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's possible.
He
Yes.
keeps on using that fist.
Yeah. That's
He's
His hand
holding
tapping.
guns, holding knives. I mean,
yeah.
Fist tap.
especially
I mean,
when he's
I guess
punching
I
shit.
never really noticed it before.
I mean, that scratches across his knuckles,
Well,
you
or
know,
like, yeah.
and yeah, with
And
your
that's where all the
hand, exactly. With
that's
your
where all the
hand,
tendons run.
with your hand, as soon as you bend your hand, any kind of scabbing or any kind of thin scarring that's right there will tear back open real easily.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when you have monster muscle hands like fucking Abram does.
And you punch everything.
Yeah,
How to
I mean,
become
like-
unarmed Viking badass.
he's like Hulk smash.
I fisted, yes.
He's a ginger. He has no soul.
Yeah.
Oh, shots fired.
Shots fired. Oh, I did want to say
Kind of
about
looks
the
like
Eugene being dead thing. On the I don't know if you guys watched The Talking Dead, but they kept like Eugene said, next time when this happens, but he kept kind of bouncing back and forth, like, oh wait, maybe I'm dead, and then he's like, but in the next episode, maybe I'll go here, here, and here. But so they're talking about him as if he's alive, so
I think he's alive. I don't
Doubt.
think he's dead.
they
But he
actually
can
don't.
neither confirm nor deny.
Right.
But
Right.
The way he was talking about his character, I feel like he's not dead.
Yeah.
And
I
he's
missed-
probably also not dead. He probably just
Yeah.
has a really nasty concussion.
Yeah, he's gonna
They're
stay-
probably gonna literally have to carry him wherever
Oh,
they're going. At the
Yeah,
moment.
no, he's not
Yeah,
walking.
for a while.
Yeah. It's gonna come to the point where Abram's gonna be like, "Fucking leave him," and everybody's gonna be like, "No, our Eugene."
But
We're friends.
feelings.
I don't know if Abraham's gonna do anything, give any more orders. He's lost he's got no mission now.
Yeah, that was
Plus,
his mission. He's
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 done.
broke.
He,
He's
like,
a
lost
soldier
his
through
mind.
and through. Now,
Yeah.
if the soldier has no mission, he's just gonna keep on being like, yeah, okay. What
Yeah,
am I
Probably
gonna
now
do?
gonna find him with the barrel of a gun in his mouth again.
Yeah, I was actually just gonna ask that now that there is no mission, because we saw in the flashbacks right before he met Eugene, he's about to commit suicide.
Yep.
Think he's gonna try again?
No, I think it's gonna be he's gonna go back to Rick because he's gonna realize Rick's now the leader again. They're gonna try to find a way to connect them back.
Like Rick's always been the alpha sort of thing, maybe.
Well, Rick's the community. You know, he's essentially like the president of the community. That's my way of thinking about it. He's the one always trying to keep everybody together.
He is justifiable too, like in every situation, for the most part.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I don't know if he's necessarily gonna think anything for a while.
yeah,
I feel like he's
twisted.
been wiped in more
He's-
ways than one.
He's got a lot of trauma that's unresolved, and he's gonna have to face that
Yes.
now, right about now.
Yeah.
So,
He's facing it now.
Like 20
I
minutes
mean,
ago.
it's
started.
happening. It's happening.
started.
So
It's a bunch of characters. They all go through their past, and they all have to heal in their own ways. And
Or they don't
Yeah.
heal.
yeah,
I mean,
That's
or they
they're,
don't.
or they don't.
they're in an environment where they can just plow forward.
Yeah.
Worst case
And
scenario in a
ignore.
couple of episodes, Carol's gonna be like, Abram, look at the flowers.
Honey,
Look at all the flowers!
Look
Honey,
at
I
all the
bought you-
flowers.
I bought you a bouquet.
There's
And
like
this.
Look, I bought you a bouquet, babe.
I got one for Eugene too. Here.
Oh god.
And while we're at it,
Oh.
I mean,
He's in
while we're
flowers.
killing off dead weight.
Hashtag funny not funny.
dead weight.
terrible.
Well, that
No,
mullet.
no,
Wait, Jesus.
I mean, that mullet's 10 pounds on its own.
But I like the way
And
he's
it's
like, I am
only
the
gotten
mullet.
more like curly and unruly. Like they show, I saw a picture of like when we first meet him next to him now, and it's like his mullet now is just like.
And that's
There's
what they
a
were telling
lot
him
of
on the
party in the
bus.
back.
That's what they're telling him on the bus. You know, it's getting a
Yeah.
little long in the back, and he's like,
There's a lot of
"Nobody
party in the back.
touching my hair."
I love it. Business in the front, party in the back.
Yeah, but
I
he's
mean-
getting a little too much party.
He's the Tennessee top hat's getting a little unclassy now.
I like you referred to it as a Tennessee top hat.
That was funny.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Now,
It is.
might I also add the water hose?
Oh,
That was
I was
awesome.
like,
Complete annihilation. Bam.
I was so happy for him. I was like, "Holy shit, Eugene!" Steven's sitting here like, "How does that work?" I'm like, "They're rotting bodies. It's like if you spray poop
Yeah.
with a water hose."
yeah, it's a
Thank
great
you for that.
analogy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Great.
it's not a
nice,
bad analogy.
disgusting analogy.
It's a perfect analogy. Exactly what it's
I
like.
mean,
Yeah, it doesn't. It
it's
doesn't make it
basically
any
it.
less
It's
gross.
just-
John's with me. He's got me.
I got you. You're fine. It's good.
Spraying water with water, essentially.
Yeah, that was really cool. There were limbs flying off. I was like, yes.
Did anybody
Oh,
catch what
shit.
the crown said? Because I didn't catch that part.
Yes, it said sick inside, let them die.
Yep.
Ah, okay.
That's why he
rendition
just started
of Dead
laughing.
Inside.
Because if they
So
had seen that
it.
first, then they wouldn't have moved the truck.
Yeah.
As soon as he moved the truck, I was like, "Son of a bitch!
Cat's
There's
like,
everybody
"There's
coming.
zombies
That's
in
it."
there." He's
Yeah,
like,
because the door like fell open, and I was like, "Oh no!"
And then the tire. Doing, doing,
obviously it was there.
Yeah, because that whole episode, I was kind of back and forth with it because I was like, I knew I had seen the preview for it where they had said, you know, it's going to be about those guys and the bus, and I was like, this episode's going to be a filler episode.
You're like snooze fest.
I'm like, it's going to be a fucking filler episode. And then when they started
And
doing
that's-
all the flashbacks with Abram, I was like, oh. So I really honestly did not start paying attention until I heard Eugene going, I'm not a scientist. I'm not a scientist.
You
And I'm
mean
like,
the last 5 minutes of the episode? So you didn't listen to the entire episode.
I listened.
You
I
didn't-
didn't watch. I listened.
Good job.
She
Did
was
you
paying
did you
attention
not
to
turn
other
around when they were
things.
porking in the library? Because that happened.
That
Yeah.
was so creepy though. Of Eugene just.
Yeah, when he was like, do you want to get a
Oh, that
sweet?
was so gross.
I was like, dude, are you like socially awkward or something? Yeah.
Well,
Like,
it's,
he didn't even try to hide behind the
He
bookshelf.
didn't.
It was just
I
his
mean,
mullet.
he was done. He was toast.
Yeah.
But like, he
they
probably
already
would
know
do
at the
that.
same point that's all he does. Like they even laughed about it. They're like, look, Eugene's watching us while we're porking each other." Yeah.
Tara was like, I love how she was like, don't look. And then right at the very end, she like stared out at herself. I was like,
Yeah,
oh, you
yeah.
little horn bitch.
Well,
Like, I gotta check it out real quick.
You too.
All right, sneak peek. Nothing to say.
How are the tits?
Safe
Okay.
sound in there.
Well, she was looking at the female body because she's a lesbian.
they were both the admirers of the female form. So
Exactly.
another
They have
bonding
that in
point
common.
with the two of
There
them.
you go.
Yeah.
Although there was a lot of man ass in that shot, so I don't think she was. They were getting much out of that. So
Yeah, she probably just kind of like walked away.
well, that's a guy, but all right, I'll see you.
Oh man, it's
Wanna
too
get a sweet?
Now, I have a question, and it might have just been my TV, but that scene before that with Abraham and Glenn, I couldn't see shit.
Yeah, it was dark.
Did you? Or it was just
It was dark as hell.
It was really dark.
It was okay because I
It
could
was
see
lighting,
nothing.
I think, on the
I mean,
camera.
I think it was just supposed to be them standing there. So
Yeah. Okay.
all you're supposed to see really was their outlines.
Right. Okay. Just making sure because I'm like, I was like adjusting the brightness. I'm like, what? Why am I not? Hello.
You're like, oh no, the pixels. No.
It's gone.
Yeah, because you go to the Abraham and Rosita. That's not lit, but it's still dark. But you can see them.
Yeah.
And then Maggie
Yeah.
and Glenn. And
Yeah.
see
Yeah,
them.
too.
It was just that shot outside.
Just that one shot.
That was a
I know.
really when they were cooking the beans. That was like a really ingenious idea to cook the beans.
I agree.
You just cross two wire hangers over each other. with the can
You've
on top.
never seen that before?
No.
Not I've seen with the grill, like but like a
With the hangers. You've never seen it with the hangers
not with the
before?
hangers. I've seen
You know what?
them use a grill.
I don't know what it is. I think it's just because I live in Texas of all people and we're rednecks. But I know back when we were in the elementary school kids, they make us do like this camping week or something, and they make us learn that shit outside, and they make us make little fire pits with crossed hangers, and
That's really
the
cool.
yeah. That's the,
it is
that's the
really
problem.
cool.
That's a problem living in the city with city parents who want nothing to do with nature.
Yeah.
You don't learn that sort of stuff.
I guess because I saw that and Steven watched that, and that was totally normal for us. But then you guys were like, "What the hell? I've never seen that before." I'm like,
What?
Man,
I was applauding the genius. It was
yeah. I get
It made sense to me. I just
rednecks.
I never
We
saw
never
it
seen
offhand,
it.
but I'm like,
It made sense.
I'm like,
but
yeah,
it was
I'd
just
do
like,
that.
oh, yeah.
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 It was. I guess it's just one of those cultural difference things when you guys are all up north and I'm down here. It's just
Country
Yeah.
bumpkins.
rednecks.
I was just wondering where the hell they got the clothes hangers.
Literally.
Well, it's a library. They probably had a coat rack or something.
Exactly. That's what I think.
Random coat rack.
Yeah.
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 You know,
So
for the staff or whatever.
So Maggie had a conversation with Eugene about his mullet.
I like it.
But what was that conversation really about? Because she was saying she understands that he needs to show that he's different.
I think Maggie
Oh.
knew.
Oh, you think Maggie knew?
I think Maggie had an idea.
I think it was
I don't know,
more. I feel like she was kind of. Well, because I think she noticed that he was kind of repelling people a little bit, and she was trying to tell him like, look, it's okay that you're weird. It's what makes you you. You know, you don't have to be. You don't have to be like us. You could just be you, and that's okay. And we think that's okay.
To show
And that we like you. Like I think she was trying to make him understand that like they like him. They think of him as a friend. So
It was a really hard episode for Eugene.
Yeah.
Everybody was finally coming out being like, we're your friends. We love you. Yay.
and he's just like, oh,
Like, I got a
don't
lot of people
let him know.
killed.
I have no idea what I am doing. He's
Yeah,
that
like-
dog. He's that dog.
He's the scientist dog.
I put it in the chat. He's that dog.
Scientist dog. Well, I think he's afraid. Like, he's in a shell and everything, and they're trying to let him know that it's okay. Like, be yourself.
I think the big part of this
You're better
is
off.
that Eugene legitimately cares about these people. These are his friends.
Yeah.
You know, and he feels like that the only reason they're helping him is because he said he is who he is. You know, and now all these people, they're all starting to come to him, like telling him that he's their friend, and no matter what, they would protect him. They're in this together, blah blah blah. So they're whittling away at this man's like psychosis of I am a scientist, and they're getting closer and closer to DC, and I'm just like, he's cracking.
Well,
Yeah.
He was so afraid of just being abandoned because he felt like he couldn't survive on his own. Like he said, very weak. Couldn't really contribute much unless he.
Right.
And he knew he had smarts over others, so he decided to put on this whole big charade.
And he just killed his first walker, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at
Yeah,
least
how
he's
many
finally.
years?
Hey, he killed a shit ton of walkers with that water hose.
True.
I know.
But that was after the one he stabbed.
But he was like, I didn't even have to get
Nope.
close with these ones. It's a water hose.
Still, just don't give him a gun. He's fine.
Oh, well, I mean, speaking of, do you think I think he probably, now that we know, he probably shot the truck up on purpose when he,
The truck?
last season when he pulled out the big machine gun and he just sprayed and he blew the whole truck apart. He did that on purpose, I'm thinking, to slow them down.
Most
Maybe.
likely.
Probably. Yeah.
I didn't think of
I'm
that now.
Yeah, but that's a good
Yeah.
in there. Yeah.
I think I might have
I'm
mentioned that
sure-
on The Talking Dead, but
But
I'm
he-
sure there's a
the-
couple of
With this bus, so I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure that there's a couple of little things that have happened to the groups that have stalled them that nobody's really thought anything much about that Eugene's been part of at this point.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think also the stalling thing might just be a recent occurrence because now he's getting nervous. He's like, I don't know. Once we get there, what'll I do? How do I?
he
I
might
can't
have
keep this
assumed
up.
he might have assumed that they might have died by then. You know, he's like, well, he didn't think Abraham was going to last.
Maybe not, because he's a hothead.
Yeah. Well, I feel like he wouldn't have expected anyone, or wouldn't have expected them all to die because he wanted them around to sort of protect him.
Right. But maybe not moving so quickly with like such a
Yeah.
huge group.
Yeah.
You know.
Because Abram was pretty gung-ho, we're going straight to DC. We're not stopping anywhere. Get the fuck things together. We don't need no first aid kits, no nothing. We're going, and the way he was, yeah.
Well, and we know why now because the mission was all he had, and if he stopped, he'd have to. Oh no, here are feelings. What are they? Go away.
No.
Yeah.
He needed
I
that
think it's
forward
one of-
momentum to block
Yeah, I
it
think it
out.
was one of those times where if he's sitting and resting and in solitude or in darkness or in any kind of situation where he's not distracted, he's going to get lost in those thoughts.
Well, it's like what happened with that family, the mother and the two kids, and he was
That's
there
right.
trying to protect them, and then they
That was
rested.
his wife and kids.
That was his family.
That was his family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he went Wayne Brady on somebody and choked him out over a can of beans.
She's not really scared, but
Well,
Was
that's
it
not
over
why.
a can of beans, or
No,
what-
that's not why.
Do you know
He-
why?
Yeah. Those men sexually assaulted his family members, his
Okay.
wife and his children. So
see, I didn't.
Oh,
I
I
never
didn't see
saw.
that part.
I don't know
They-
if that was a comic or
that was a comic thing, and it's not. They did mention that on The Talking Dead as well. That
okay.
it's not like it could subject to change, but that's the reason right now, basically.
Well, that's what Pat thought too. That she was probably the wife or the girlfriend at the time because we didn't know if it was girlfriend.
Yeah.
That she was probably assaulted, so that's why.
Well,
it
if
was-
you ever actually look at Abram's hands, he does still wear the wedding ring.
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
There's a little gold band on his hand still. It is
Yep.
still there. He has not taken it off. They just have not made a big emphasis on it. You'll see it in passing.
Yep.
When he was getting out of the bus, I believe, or into the bus in the very beginning, there was a scene where he was kind of like this, and you could see it.
Yeah. I did notice it then.
Yeah, it was kind of there, but they didn't make an emphasis on it. You just
Well, I
kinda
also
had
saw it when his cut opened up after he was going to punch the crap out of Eugene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, because that's the
Give him a
same
wedding ring.
hand.
Just
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and the other thing to note was those two men that he beat after they attacked his family. They were like his neighbors, like they were like good friends, so they weren't just
Yeah.
like random
Oh, okay.
strangers.
I
So
wonder if, like cracked after so long.
I mean,
Side. I mean, really.
it was just So that made it all the worse.
Yeah, and the flashbacks with his family were there wasn't really any dialogue. It was like he said Ellen a bunch of times. So why do you think that she left? They seem scared of him, what he had done.
Yeah.
I think because they saw their dad as like the soldier, he's a sergeant, and they were used to seeing him like be daddy, bring him, playing in the yard, bringing him to practice, building paper airplanes and shit. And then
I like it.
they saw their dad like the soldier, and they never seen that before, and they probably weren't ever supposed to see that before. And he is a killing machine when he needs to be.
Yeah.
So I
I
think
mean,
that
a lot of.
For so long, and then scared him half to death.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, I know a lot of soldiers with family that they leave work at work and they're a completely different person at home. You have to be in that kind
they
of
kind of
stuff.
have to be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you
Right.
can't bring that home with you.
No, but I mean that seemed to me to be like months after. I mean, a bit of the ways into the apocalypse. Like zombies probably were around for a while before that happened. I don't know. It seemed like them running off.
But it's more like
Maybe
if he can turn on anyone at this point, not the zombies you have to kill. They're not really human.
No, I know. But if the people were posing a threat to you, I don't know. I just think there's some piece of information
they
I'm
were
missing for it to make sense.
I feel like they were in a precarious enough mental state after being assaulted that I don't know how rationally they were thinking about things, and they saw more violence, and they probably just couldn't handle that.
When you're assaulted, all sense of security and trust goes out the window.
Exactly.
And so the people you do trust, you won't be able to trust anymore, even after one time.
Yep.
So it does make sense in that regard.
Yeah.
Okay.
It definitely changes people.
Yeah, I definitely agree with John. I seriously think they were just terrified.
Yeah. You could see it on their faces. They were
so they didn't know where to go. Exactly.
They're being assaulted. Here's Daddy busting in skulls with cans of beans.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When's he gonna snap and do the same to me?
That was our dinner. Oh.
It's kind of like they're looking at this and they're like, these are our neighbors that we've known for years, and they've just done this to us. How long before our dad turns on us?
People they trusted for some. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Especially through the eyes of a kid.
Yeah, and any mom is going to do whatever they need to protect children.
Yes, they're kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. But you see, like, next to her a suitcase, and it's like you gotta get away from the zombies, man. You can't have a suitcase.
Yeah.
It's too much.
They weren't ready.
No, they weren't.
They really weren't.
Understand.
Nope.
No. So the events of this episode is a huge upset. How do you think the group's gonna proceed from here?
I don't know.
I think Glenn's gonna take over as leader.
I think he's gonna have to.
Yeah.
I don't see them going anywhere right away because of Eugene.
No.
Mm-hmm.
They'll probably set up a spot.
They're probably going to go hole back up over in that library or something.
Yeah.
They weren't that far from it, and
yeah.
He's a double concussion to recover from. So.
Yeah.
And then probably, I hope, head back to Rick's camp from there.
Yeah.
Or wait for them to pass.
Get the band back together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, Maggie knows how to leave signs. She did it for Glenn.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll do something similar.
Yeah, she just writes his name in blood. Glenn. Yeah. Rick and Co.
Yeah.
Company.
This way.
With an arrow.
Yeah. This way. Go that way.
With like cooking recipes underneath it, just for funsies.
Exactly.
Use 2 coat hangers. It works.
They're in a bookstore. She can just rip out a recipe page.
There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
She could even go like 1980s serial killer with the alphabet letters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
Make
my
a fucking
God.
arts and crafts project out of this shit.
I love it.
Do something in the zombie apocalypse.
Right? Gotta have a little bit of fun.
Gotta have a hobby.
Yes.
Yeah.
Next episode is called Consumed. Stakes are high when members of the group must go on a rescue mission in a familiar location.
Yay, Beth and Carol!
Yes. Yes,
Yay!
in the trailer for next episode, they show
Daryl.
I was gonna say Beth and Carol. They show Daryl and Carol
Yeah.
in Atlanta. So they followed the assholes back to the city.
Yay!
She's gonna go down.
And
I
then
know.
all I think is when the stakes are high, shit's gonna be happening.
Yep.
She's gonna bring the flowers.
Action. Yeah.
Look at all the flowers.
That'll be another terminus. Look at all the flowers.
Yeah, and I mean,
she's like the tuxedo mask of this show.
oh
Yes.
That's great.
Yes. That made my night. Thank you, God.
I have a new Photoshop project. Dude.
You do.
Yay!
Yay!
Put a top hat on
Okay.
that bitch.
Yeah. There are only like 4 police officers. 3 now, I guess, since Officer Buttface is dead.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm so
probably
glad.
shouldn't be too hard to
They are
take over.
toast. They are just
Officer
toast.
Rapist, yes.
It's fucking Carol.
Dead.
And Carol could take him out if there's like a dozen of them. We're good.
Yeah, no, I'm not
Except,
worried.
we don't know what her current state is because they haven't confirmed nor denied if she did get hit by a car or not yet.
Yeah, she did look injured.
Mhm.
Whatever the state of her.
Or pretending, because we don't, know for sure.
Yeah.
So she could just say, ain't nobody got time for that, and start killing people. Nothing.
Stabbing.
Yes.
Yay!
Fun shoots.
Okay.
Shoots.
All right. So, John, where can the people find you?
On the internet, I suppose, at No More on the Twitter. It'll pop up. There it is.
Yay! Pat
Thanks, mysterious
Michele,
person.
where can the people find you?
At Twitter, hashtag or whatever, Pichelle. Whatever
Yeah,
that
that
thing
thing.
works. Yeah.
At Michele.
I'm still getting used to this time and space thing
That
now.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That one
moving
thing-
to a new time and space is always difficult. Heather, where can the people find you?
Online.
Yay!
Yay!
Twitter.
OLARIS_RHEA.
You can find me at Clio Moto, and you can find all of us and more at ASOTV Podcast on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, MySpace. And we probably do more shows that you watch, so go check out our playlists on our YouTube page. And we will see you next week.
Bye.
Boy.
Woohoo! Zombie
Hey,
hunting!
2 more hours!
More dick pics. Yay.
More dick pics! Hurrah!
Oh, dick pics. What's fun tonight?
You have to look and find out.